Here is my full lock retwist routine that's completely pain-free using just water and oil, no combs, and no rubber bands. So it's been quite a while since I've recorded a voiceover like this, so hopefully the audio comes out correctly and it works out fine. Here I am just going to be refilling my leave-in water. This is the one that I said I am working on putting on the market for you guys. I'm just kind of showing a little sneak peeks of what I do to kind of make it. I will be posting the full ingredient list pretty soon, but just starting off, you're just going to need like some distilled water and a preferred oil of your choice. You're not going to want to use any water from your sink because it's a high possibility you could be using like harsh water in your hair, and you don't want that. You want the purest, cleanest water for your hair. And here I'm showing rubber bands, and I will come to regret this later. You'll see shortly. But here I am sectioning my locks into, simple parts. It does not have to be even. I was just zooming in on myself because I was staring in the mirror, but this is kind of where I freehand and I grab whatever locks that I'm feeling for, and I just start spraying and putting oil on it and twisting. There's not like really a actual method I have to it, but most importantly, you want to remember water always comes before oil. You want to make sure you are massaging that water into your scalp to make sure you are releasing all the tension on your scalp and your roots, just to make it a little easier on you when you are retwisting. I'm taking my hair oil, hair butter, and I'm kind of just focusing that wherever I sprayed the water, because that is how I am going to actually seal in that water into my lock or into my hair. Oil seals in moisture. Oil doesn't provide moisture. So just keep that in mind whenever you are constantly reapplying oil onto your hair or your hair shaft. It's like creating a coat over your hair. And so when you try to spray water onto it, it's going to be a lot harder for that water to penetrate your hair because it's fully covered in oil. But as you can see here, I am just kind of going through, twisting locks, palm rolling it into my hand. Palm rolling just means I am rubbing my lock in between the palms of my hand really fast. And I do that from the top of the lock to the bottom of the lock. Just making sure that if there's any loose hair, I'm just kind of rubbing it back into the lock. And that's pretty much it. I'm kind of showing you here, like without a comb, I can still go in between my parts and separate hair if I need to. You do not need a comb to do this. It helps if you do have fingernails. Unfortunately, mine are kind of like nubbies, so I kind of have to pinch it. But when I'm doing that, I am never pulling and snapping. I am gently pulling the hair out of the lock to combine that loose hair to another lock. But you never want to hear snapping or breaking when you're retwisting your locks, because that's just a no. You don't want to do that. But here I am. I just kind of repeat this process all over my head. I don't really care for neatness or like super straight parts, especially on the back of my head. It's just more so like grab and go, grab, feel, and go, and I keep going. And then I keep twisting the lock until it literally bends into itself, and then it kind of spirals and holds that place on its own. I don't really need to use hair clips when I'm doing retwist because my hair just kind of holds itself after the retwist. But yeah, I'll kind of stop talking now and just gonna let you watch me do this process over my head. But I figured since I'm not really doing any talking in this video, I just kind of quickly explain like what's happening and like what I do. So yeah, enjoy the video. On to the next morning, my phone died in the middle of me recording the whole retwist process, and I was so upset. But I basically put my locks into braids throughout the night, and I let it stay in overnight. As far as how many braids are in my head, I want to count and say they were like 12 or 15 of them, holding at least like 3, 4 locks in each of them. But as I'm taking it down, this is where I was saying like I highly don't recommend using rubber bands. I hate rubber bands. They literally wrap around my locks so tightly, and they become so hard to take out. And because I use black ones and my hair is black, it just becomes a mess. I do not recommend using rubber bands. You can definitely use like a silk scrunchie or like hair clips or something like that. Or if you want, use make bantu knots out of like your locks to get this little twist effect that I got here. But yeah, if you wanted to, you could leave the braids in a little longer if you did it a little neater than I did. Make it into a style, because I think that's pretty cute too. But for me, I had work in the next morning and I wanted my locks to be super curly and ready to go. So I just did that quick braid style and called it a night. But yeah, this is how my hair looks. It probably stays this curly, or it looks this fresh for about a week and a half before it starts getting really frizzy at the roots. But even then, I still love it. I love how soft my hair feels. I never touch gel anymore, and I don't really do anything with my edges. So it's the perfect like routine for me. So try it out and tell me if this routine works for you. All right, bye.